This is The Real Story with your host, Jeannie Ives.
Oh, thank you for joining me. Noel, oh my gosh. I really appreciate the work you're doing. Noel is a Downers Grove resident. He's been a local activist for a long time, working at the school district level and also with, all sorts of things related to the community. His latest thing, though, is addressing this outrageous land acknowledgement statement at the Downers Grove Public Library and holding them accountable for all sorts of other stuff. So I was just reviewing that acknowledgement statement. I mean, essentially, they're saying that, hey, you need to recognize that these lands were ancestral lands of Native people, and that we honor and with gratitude the land itself and the indigenous people who have been caretakers of the land throughout the generations. And they read this statement that's it's maybe about 15 seconds long, but it also says that there was genocide that was enacted upon these people, and they specifically pointed out it was Catholic and Christians that created genocide to the Native American people. Now, there's been backlash on this, including from you. So give me a little bit more of a sense of what's going on down there.
Yes, it's completely outrageous. And for full disclosure, I am both Catholic and Native. So, but the board developed this land acknowledgement about a year ago with some left-wing Native groups, and the statement is specifically divisive in that it really misuses the word genocide, and then with their recent addition of attacking the Catholic and other Christian churches is really designed to create division in the community.
Okay, so are they going to do anything about this? I just saw the last board meeting. It didn't seem like they were that phased.
Well, yeah, they don't have the majority on the board to really make that impact at this point. But we have there's one board member, Bill Nienberg, who does address these issues and other issues that are facing the library. And this all stems from the woke library staff and the chief librarian, who's been pushing this rhetoric for well over 4 years. Beginning with their equity discovery document from RGW Consulting to this land acknowledgement. And it doesn't bring people together. It creates division, and it really distorts the true history. I mean, if you read the entire statement, it doesn't even mention the native people who were living in the area, who were the Potawatomi people, my cousins. But it makes these general strokes about Native people, children of the forest. I mean, just really condescending types of stereotypes of Native people.
Well, I'm going to encourage everybody to, I'll put the clip up probably on our website, or I'll for sure post it to our social media and at breakthrough-ideas.com. And I want people to listen to the beginning part of it. And just the reaction of the trustees to the people that are making these comments, and also then to the trustee that you point out that is actually doing a good job, Bill Nyberg, is his name, right?
Correct.
And, I have a clip from him because he actually went off on, he didn't go off, he just, in a very reasonable tone of voice, explained exactly how badly the school district was, the public library was performing, from financial to all sorts of other things, like literally censoring books that they didn't like. And so I've got this about a minute-long clip where he kind of summarizes what he'd been saying for probably a good 10, 15 minutes. He just read them chapter and verse about how bad of a performing public body they are. Take a listen here.
Whether it's virtue signaling land acknowledgement statements that selectively pick input from certain Native Americans who support the narrative, picking and choosing the causes they deem worthy of window painting, getting rid of employees who don't conform, manipulating material selection policies to exclude materials they don't like, while simultaneously decrying manufactured book banning efforts, pushing agenda-driven programming and displays, writing themselves checks on your dime, or ramming the last steps of a 5-year strategic plan through to a vote, this library thinks it can do whatever it wants. And unfortunately, it enjoys a majority of the board, maybe not everybody, hopefully not everybody, that lets them do it. Don't take my word for it. Go back. Look at the number of dissenting votes on any substantive matter in the years before I was appointed to this board. I stopped looking after 3 years. Kudos to you if you can find one. A single one.
Okay, so there you go. I mean, he laid it out. There's no dissent on that board for the most part other than him. And you get this group think going, and then you get the consultants in. They're making cash out of this. And they just become absolutely dysfunctional. I don't know, but if people don't want to pay attention, this is what they're going to get. Yeah,
and this board spent $86,000 on this discovery report, which completely disparages the Downers Grove community. You know, they've got...
they spent $86,000 to come up with their land acknowledgement statement that it disparages Downers Grove residents?
Well, that's an outgrowth of the consultant.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's frustrating, but you guys are active at going to the meetings and paying attention, and hopefully change will occur.
Yeah, it is frustrating, and it's frustrating to know that this is a public body that's using taxpayer dollars to divide the community and to, disparage the Catholic Church in particular. And I find that particularly troubling because when you have a state-sponsored actions like this, it all leads to bad things. And we've got examples from history, time after time, whether it's with Joseph Stalin in the kulaks, whether it's Pol Pot in the killing fields, or whether it's Chairman Mao in the Cultural Revolution. When you start demeaning and diminishing the value of a specific group in your community, it does not go well.
Not at all. Okay, well, Noel, thank you so much for highlighting the work that you guys are doing in Downers Grove, especially with the public library. This is something like every person needs to take their particular unit of government, pay attention to it, report back to the community, and maybe we can get change. Thanks so much for joining me tonight on The Real Story.
Go to a school board meeting or a library board meeting. You'll find out a lot.
I agree with that. Thank you so much.